everyone, welcome back to another video. It was just going to be a fun video for me to kind of give you a little bit of the way that I'm thinking now. There is no wrong way about doing your van build, but I've actually learned that the simpler the van is, the simpler the install is, and the simpler the items that you have in your van, it's actually stress-free, costs less. You've got more space in your van actually to manoeuvre and to be more flexible. And the number one thing, if you just don't take anything else away from this video, is live in your van completely blank. I mean, maybe put the insulation in because you're in a cold country, but live in it blank and move your stuff around. You know, move your mattress around, move where your cooking utensils and your cooking area is. Work out the layout that works for you in how you live first, not in how you think you want it to be, or by scrolling on Instagram or watching YouTube videos about how other people do their van build. That doesn't matter at all. I learned the hard way that actually my build doesn't suit my life. So this video is all about poo-pooing how you want your layout to be, keeping it simple, so you move into your van or you go away in your van for the weekend, whatever lifestyle you want with your van, spend time in it, as empty as possible. And by having just a few key elements, similar to what I've got on the table here, you can really establish how you live in your van, what you want from your van, and just have it stress-free installation. So if this is something that interests you, then please keep watching. Number one panic for me when I was doing my van build and researching my van was, how do I do my electrical installation? How many battery hours do I need? How much solar panel power do I need? How do I wire it up? How do I make sure it's safe? How am I going to do the lighting? And just have basic power needs in my van. Now, hands down, this video isn't sponsored by the way, but I am just going to mention it. Hands down, if I had one of these JACKERYs when I started, I wouldn't do anything else. I would literally have one of these and be done. If you want a really simple van build and you want to test out van life or live in your van for a bit, going away, weekends, festivals, or full-time living, get yourself a power pack. It doesn't have to be JACKERY, it can be any kind of power pack, but seriously, this takes the headache out of the whole system. It has an inverter within it, so you don't have to buy that separately. So any appliances that you have that take 240, this converts it. So it's just plug and play. You also have all of your USB ports, so your phone, your toothbrush, anything that has a USB standard size or a USB-C, you can charge it with this. So again, you don't need to have any switches or ports laid into the van walls. It's all here. You've also got your 12-volt socket, so again, if you've got any appliances or added car accessories that you need to use when you're in your van, you can plug that in as well. And you've also got the input for the 2 solar panels that you get as well. So you've got your whole package of power within one unit. Because if you get the 1000 one, you need the 2 panels. If you get the 500 or the 240 unit, you just need 1 solar panel because they take less power to recharge. If you want a quick and easy installation in your van and not get into the whole complications of van batteries, solar charge controller, an inverter or anything like that, just get a power pack. Plug and play, everything you need is here, and if you want it for full-time living, get the 1000. If you just want it for the odd weekend, get the 500 or the 240, you don't need the 1000. First bit of kit I would buy in a second to do my next van build. And thanks to JACKERY, I actually have this from them. They heard that I was doing a new van build in January and they actually sent this one out to me. So no, this video isn't sponsored, but I just wanted to give them a shout out because honestly, I am hands down in awe of JACKERY because they don't behave like a normal company. They go out of their way to help you. and they are really kind. So hands down, I always love Jackery, and I will always be grateful to them because they didn't have to send this, but they did. Pop that in your van, find a cupboard or somewhere to whack it, plug and play, and you've got your portable solar panel. Pop it out in the daytime when you've got the sun, pop it all away. Simple. Moving on to water. Now, again, I didn't realise how complicated it was going to be to plumb up a water tank, thread all the pipes to the sink and to the shower, and have the waste. Now, looking at it all, I'm actually changing that completely. I'm not going to have a fresh water tank. I'm only going to have a grey water tank fitted underneath the van. And I'm going to have my countertop screw head lid, where I used to fill in my fresh water. I'm actually just going to have that for grey water. So I'm switching it completely. I'm having no fresh water tank in my van. I'm actually going to be switching them up and going for something similar to this, probably a little bit bigger because it needs to be a different size. But I'm going to go for tanks like this with a tap. I'm going to be installing them like this sideways underneath my bed or my couch or however I want to do it. And I'm going to be just pulling them out and filling up what I need water-wise as I go. Now I've got a couple of reasons why I'm changing this up and not having mains water, as it were. And that is, A, because you're much more aware of your water consumption because you can see it. You know, as I go to grab one of these tanks out, I know how many I've got left. You know, have I got half amount of water or have I got a full one? Because of these tanks that have the taps on, super simple to put on a side and just empty it out so that you've got water on tap. There is also this kind of version which I also love, and it's an expandable one. And these are great, these were from the camping shop. And because it's sealed, let me unseal it. You basically can just fill it up really simply. I don't know whether I can do it because of the air, but you basically fill them up, they expand probably quite a sizable size, and then as you use them, they just close up. Super easy to fill, super easy to store when they're not being used, and again, just a really quick and simple way of having water. Mel has got one actually that we use quite often on the top of the workbench, and I haven't got it here to show you, but that one is more of a fixed shape, and I'm going to have one myself and just have it on my countertop and just use it for water every day, and just, you know, when I want to make a drink, it's there ready to untap, pop what I need in and use it straight away. A couple of tanks of these, maybe 3, maybe 4 of the larger volume, and that's me done for my fresh water. The thing that grates the most is having the tap come on and it goes, and then the boom, 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 boom of the accumulator and the water pump. So for me, I am an empath, I am highly sensitive, and those noises in a confined space, they really grate on me. Now, you might be like, what's the big problem, Beck? Just get on with it. That's fine, you know, if that doesn't bother you, then go for it. But my experience so far from living full time is that these are the things that really, they start to grate, and when you're tired and when you've been travelling a lot and you haven't slept particularly well, maybe because you're sleeping on a slope or you've got traffic going past, the more that you can eliminate noise and disruption, especially when you're sleeping, that is perfect in my book. So for starters, yeah, we haven't got a power problem, and then secondly, we haven't got the issue of running out of water or not being aware of how much water you have. You haven't got to travel with as much water because you can fill it up much easier. And also you haven't got to cut your van open to put like a hole in the van to fill up your water tank, and you haven't got to worry about it pumping and making a big loud noise. Super simple again to install in your van with very minimal effort. You just need to put them somewhere where they're not going to move around. They need to be strapped down or within a confined space underneath your bed so that they're not a hazard. and so that they're not going to leak. Portable pots with taps, sorted. Let's do sink. Lots of people love to have an actual sink with running water. I actually found that again it was more of a pressure. You've got to be in a certain space within the van all the time. You can't move it around because it's fixed. You can't be outside if you want to wash up and stuff using that system. So therefore all the time that you're outside, you've got wasted space within the van that you're not using the sink. And also I found that the amount of time that I actually had at the sink was, you know, I'd much rather be outside and wash up and move around the van a bit more. And I came across a lady actually while we were camping in Wales, and she had a massive big cook pot, and she took it around the van. She just had it on the side, not fixed, and she also had it so that she could put all the washing up in, fill it up with water, whatever, do her washing up inside. And then if she wanted to, bright sunny day, or you know, you needed more room to move around in the van, she just literally picked it up and took it outside and put it on the burner. And that's what I'm going to do because I thought it was brilliant, so simple. You haven't got to, again, fix a sink in a certain position. You can pop it away when you don't use it, and you've got all of that counter space that would otherwise be taken up by a sink. Now I know you could do the under sink option, which is what I did in my van, and put a work chopping board over the top. That works well. I would think that would work better in a long wheelbase or an extra long wheelbase, because again, the layout that I've got with my van, I had limited counter space. So I found that I was chopping and doing stuff where the sink was, and then I suddenly needed to get into the sink and use it. So I was busy kind of putting things onto the chopping board and carrying them and then lifting it up and out of the way to get to the sink. So I didn't plan that very well. So kind of think again, it goes back to that first thing of working out how you live in the van before you build it. So yeah, here we've got a really nice big crock pot. This is from Brabantia, and it is actually from TK Maxx because I think it had like 35% off. So I got this pan for an absolute steal. It's a massive stock pot pan, and it's a non-toxic coated interior, ceramic interior. Because try and make sure you don't get Teflon, because Teflon, honestly, it's really bad for you. It heats up, it breaks off, it goes in the food, and then you're ingesting it, and it's toxic, it's carcinogenic, so you want to stay away from it. And I found this one, and it was a non-toxic coating. So check out TK Maxx or Dunelm for something similar like this. And you've got the two hands, so you can literally pop it on your kitchen top, do your washing up, do your cooking, whatever it is, and you've got it all in there. You dispose of your water where you can safely, and then you just dry it out and you pop it away. So yeah, these kind of style pots are great for using as a sink because you put your water in, you put your soap in, pop it on your gas stove or your electric heater, however you have your kitchen set up. And then you can do your washing up and also clean the pan as you go. And you've got washing up and cooking pan all in one. Genius. So that's that idea. So you've got your water sorted, you've got your electric sorted, you've got your washing up and your cooking sorted. So let's move on to the final thing with water related, and that is to get yourself a whistling kettle. Now I recently bought a camping kettle and it didn't last very long. The handle came off, I kept burning myself on it, and there wasn't enough capacity to make several different things together. So I would recommend you get a larger kettle, even though you might think it's a bit of a waste. Get a larger capacity one, so like you can fill the whole thing up for washing, doing your washing up, making lots of cups of tea and soup and stuff, because honestly, boiling water, you're going to be doing multiple times a day, and it will be your new best friend, your kettle. And also find somewhere for it to hang up, because they're super easy to grab, and you'll be grabbing this a lot. So find it somewhere to put simply around the van so that you can grab it quick. So yeah, I mean, that's basically my 2 kitchen items: kettle, sink, crock pot. Maybe I've just got 1 frying pan, and that's all my cooking that I'm going to have from now on. Now, talking about washing up and stuff like that, I have got a couple of these, and I've sometimes found them really helpful because, again, they're small, slimline things. So that's my colander. So again, it just folds down, so quickly wash vegetables. Got a little hook there, hook it up underneath the kitchen cabinet, and you're good to go. Same thing with my large washing bowl. So again, if you want to wash anything up, you've quickly got to pop those out, but they're really slimline and they don't take up much room, and they actually do fold in together, so super simple. Now, I'm not sure whether I'm going to carry on using this or not. I still haven't quite used it to its full potential yet, but this is a washing up tray, and again, it's an expandable one. So if I pop it out, it's got spikes within it so you can put things vertically. It's got sections for utensils, and it's quite deep. So again, you can fold it down when you don't need it, and you've got it for when you're washing up either inside the van or outside the van. As you can see here, we've got a few different options for storage. Now, in my new van, I'm actually thinking no overhead lockers. And that's quite revolutionary for me because I love my lockers in my van, but they're too big and they make the space feel a bit claustrophobic for me personally. Now again, I didn't plan it before I lived in the van, so I didn't learn to listen to myself. I just did it because it was the standard thing you did in a van. In my new van, I'm not going to do any lockers, and that's just a personal preference for me. I'm not saying that lockers aren't bad, because they are fantastic, and if you like them and you've got a lot of things that you need to store, please go ahead and do it. There is nothing wrong with them at all. But I just would like to try this alternative and see how I go. If I find out in time that it's not enough storage, I can add them. It's not a problem. I'm going to have loads of different baskets so that I can move them around the van. So if this particular basket that I've got by my bed doesn't work, I can just simply take the hook out and move it over to this side. Instead of having a permanent fixture of a cupboard somewhere that I have to then live with, or it's going to take a little bit longer to dismantle and then build somewhere else, I'm just going to have it super simple so that I can have a hook it up. If it doesn't work, take the hook down and put it in another place. So I've got these that came from Homebase. They are brilliant. They are a set of 3, and this is the smallest of the 3. I also got these from Amazon, which I haven't yet used, but they are more of a slimmer bag, and they are just one-handled, as you can see, and they are also easy to pop on a wall somewhere, or by the sink, or by the bedroom, just to pop your little knickknacks in, and again, easily moved around the van. Versatility is key. I'm learning all the time. The more versatile and fluid that things can move in the van, it's your best tip. Also, storage that you can see into. I mean, I'm not a fan of plastic because, again, living in a van, it gives off toxins after a while, and they just break and they sweat if they get cold or damp in the changing temperatures in the van. So I like things that can breathe, and it just helps with your storage not getting damp or condensated or mouldy. I really don't want mould in my van, so this is why I've gone for these storage options mainly. There are several options here that I've got. These are also from Homebase. I've got a large one and a small one. Now I use this for my dry goods and my vegetables and things because the air can circulate around and you can see what it is, and they're super light. So that's an option for storage, and you can move them anywhere. You know, they're not too big. I think that one was £5 or £8, and the large one was 10. Homebase. The other storage that I've got here is these white baskets that actually have hooks on the back so that you can pop them on a kitchen cabinet or down on the side somewhere or on the walls. And again, super easy to see what's inside. You can grab your keys, grab your phone, whatever you need instantly, and it's not going to get lost in a basket that you can't see through. I like different types of storage so that, you know, for instance, I could put my iPad in here, my phone and my charge cable for nighttime, so I didn't have to see the clutter. But for stuff that I need to grab quickly when I'm going out of the van, I would use clear storage so I can instantly see what I've got there. I mean, even dog stuff, dog leads, whatever. I suit my storage for what I visually want to see and not see. Because living in a small space, you want to minimise how much you're looking at as well, because it can be very chaotic. And that's also something that I suffer with. If it's too visually stimulating, my mind goes into overdrive. And again, I can talk about that in another video if you're interested. Flexible storage also comes with its other options, and that is cable ties and sticky hooks. These are invaluable. Again, Homebase, Amazon. I'll try and link a few things down below of anything that I've mentioned so that you can go and check them out. But these are command strips. They're the easy peel ones, so you don't have to worry about marking the wall, or you can, you know, move them around the van and you don't have to worry about it leaving any damage. So I go for always clear ones so that you can't see the actual hook. And then these are some Velcro straps that I use for cable management, or for, you know, just sticking something on. Sometimes I might even combine the two and have something hooked together, wrapped together on a hook. So again, storage solutions like this, they are invaluable, and you know where everything is at all times, and you can put your hand to it in a second. Moving on to these storage bins here, they are just clear boxes, and you've got various sizes of lids, and then you've got a box which again has a handle. You can clearly see what's in it, and these are actually supposed to be for in a fridge or something like that. They're called Smart Store Compact Clear. I'll show you them there. So this is what they are, and there are 3 different sizes. These are also from Homebase, so you have this one as well. And a large one. Now, I've just recently put these back in the house because, as you know, I'm selling my current van. But they are a great alternative for storage as well, if you want to be able to visually see it and you like it all combining. And they actually store in a cuboid manner. So you have 2 of these stacked onto this one, and then 2 of the small ones stack onto the medium. And if you're, you know, OCD like me, and you like things to be compact and fit within a space, these are perfect because they give you that cuboid storage system. Now, the final 2 things that I actually want to talk about are going back to the water. We're talking about bathroom now. Having my van and having my shower is that it's wasted space, in my opinion. And the reason being is that it's there all the time. Whenever I'm not having a shower, which is realistically, you know, I have a shower once a day, but that's it. The rest of that time in a 24-hour period, I'm not using that space. And I've learned that you have to prioritize the amount of times you're doing something. So for instance, I mentioned earlier that you grab your kettle multiple times a day. You wash up multiple times a day. You eat 3-4 times a day, however many, or you snack. Those are the key places that you will be spending your time, so they take priority. They are the highest priority, along with your power, highest priority. Washing, in my opinion, and storage is the next one down, so second priority. Washing and bathroom stuff, third priority, but that's washing, not toileting. Toileting is again high priority. Washing is done once or twice a day. I mean, if you're really active and you need to wash more than that, then obviously that is personal and down to your lifestyle. But I'm just talking generally, we only wash twice a day, and it's not going to be multiple times throughout the day that we need to access these things. So my thinking is, don't have a shower, but get something of a system where you can put it away. So I actually found that I used Mel's dog bath loads when we were in Wales. So I got one myself. Now this is from Amazon. It's a 20 centimetre diameter dog bath. Easily fold away, like you can see. And it's huge. It's quite deep as well, so you could sit in it if you really wanted to. It's got a valve on the side where you can empty the water out. So you could pull it near to the door and just empty it out, or put a pipe on it and pipe it out through a gap in the door so that you didn't have to worry about making a spillage. Or you could just stand in it and have a strip wash. But it's just brilliant and versatile, and like I say, you can fold it up and it takes minimum amount of space compared to a shower. Monty's busy barking now because someone's come to the door. So you would need to get a water pump, which you've seen in my Van Life Essentials wash video. So if you haven't seen that video, I will link it above here. Just put him out to stop him barking. So if you haven't seen that video, I will link it up above here and you can check that one out. And honestly, brilliant, because you don't have to have it out all the time. You can put it away and you've got all the space in the van, floor space, side wall space, to do what you need to do during the day. Now my latest addition is actually this little guy, and it is a folding bucket. It's completely sealed, so you haven't got to worry about it leaking. Most of you have probably seen one, if not have one already. This is a 20-litre one, and I got a yellow because I just thought it was nice and bright, but it completely folds down. We've got a pad in the bottom, which velcros, so that it gives you a solid bottom. So it's got the velcro pads inside, but it's also got the velcro in the bottom there. You pop that in, you line up the bottom, pop it in, and then you've got a solid bottom. But great for filling up. You could use it for your washing, you could use it for your clothes washing, just for extra added water that you need. And what I'm going to do is combine this and my dog bowl. So I'm going to have my water in here, and then I'm going to stand in my bath and then do a wash. And also, this can fill up to the top, so I've got 20 litres. Pop in my battery operated shower head that pumps up to the hose, pop that on the floor, and you've got a super simple and budget friendly shower option. And again, just folds down, fold it up, and you've got your little portable shower. I hope you liked this video just talking about the ways in which you can switch up your van and make living in a van super simple and quick to start up. This is not supposed to be an in-depth installation video. This is for those of us that just want to grab our stuff, get in the van and go. And honestly, since I've done all the complicated van build, I've learned that actually the simpler the van build, the more fun you have, the more space you have, and you actually get to live rather than manage the van. I found that I was spending so much time organising and keeping things in a certain place, because if they went out of space, I soon was in chaos. These items hope to eliminate that process, so it cannot get simpler than this. I'm trying to come up with ideas and storage solutions so that you can quickly go, jump in the back of the van, strap it down, attend to it, and then be on your travels. If, however, you've got even more solutions of what you've decided to do or you've found along your van journey, then please leave a comment down below, because I'm always willing to learn about what you guys do to help overcome stressful situations or storage situations. I will see you in the next one.
Bye!